Last night, Yankees came from behind to beat the Rays down there in Tampa. Tonight again, Andy on the mound against Cobb as the Yankees and the Rays go at it again. And usually when we visit with the Rays, we visit with their owner, Stuart Sternberg, who's a local guy who owns the Rays, and he joins us now. Welcome. How are you, Stu?
I am well. How are you doing, Mike?
Good. How's everything?
Everything is good. Early in the season, and already it feels like we're about 3 months in.
Early games that you lose in late innings feel like that, don't they?
Boy, they're rough. They're rough. All the losses are rough. We had 2 leads yesterday, and it really did come down to a hit and run and a walk, which is what baseball is all about, and we were on the wrong side of it.
How are things down there right now? How is the business of the Rays right now?
We're pretty static as far as all the attendances. You know, everybody looks at. We did finish last in attendance last year, and we were there right to the end as far as our record went. To get to the playoffs right to pretty much the last day. But the one thing that gives me and gives us a lot of encouragement is our TV ratings and the number of people watching the game. It's never been higher, and it continues to grow.
Can you, because of that, and people who watch presidential elections and watch political elections and hear so much about Florida, hear about the I-4 corridor and all that stuff, is that market such a vibrant, growing market that it makes your TV deal one that will be a very big one in the years to come?
It'll be big relative to the size of our attendance at the ballpark. It's still going to be a mid-sized market relative to most TV kind of deals. We have a number of years way off, without getting into the specifics of when we're going to be able to take a look at that again. But the area, while it's growing, it's not like it's not as robust as it was for the last 30 years. But things are finally starting to sprout a little bit again with the economy.
Florida real estate has come back now, hasn't it?
It's less bad. It certainly has bottomed out and it's picked up a little bit. There's finally some building going up, which is the first time I've seen it there basically since we bought the team.
Yeah, it's true. People don't realize that when they know that the whole country went through a tremendous problem, a complete bust in real estate. Florida went through it double. I mean, they went through it because there had been so much building done and so much speculation done in Florida. It really was much worse than probably, except for Vegas, probably anywhere in the country.
You hit the nail on the head. And the interesting, we took over the team in October of 2005, and our first year was 2006, and we saw it already before the end of 2006. That things were starting to falter and foreclosures and things down there.
How about you've done an amazing juggling act with the Rays. You've really, in some regard, you've become kind of an example for baseball on how to do different things without being able to, just spend and spend and spend. You've done interesting things with trading players, interesting things with contracts and stuff. How do you feel? What kind of shape would you say the franchise is in going forward?
I think it scares me a little bit because we feel pretty good about it. We've been able to regenerate after the 2000. If you think back and remember back after 2010 season, we lost basically half our roster and guys like Crawford and Pena and Soriano, all of these guys, plus tons more. And 11 should have been and would have been a down year for us. We brought the payroll back down to around $40 million, and that was a year we ended up with game 162 with Evan hitting the home run and getting us into the playoffs. So that was our downtime, and really we were expecting to use those couple of years to regenerate, but we really saw a number of the players step it up. We saw some of our young pitchers come and get things done. Price stepped it up a bunch. And now, unfortunately, we have to make some tough decisions, such as trading a guy like Shields, trading a guy like Garza like we did. But we're going to see the fruits of some of that over the next 3 to 5 years.
Can you keep Price?
We can. I don't know if we'll have any team around him other than him and Longoria.
Yeah, and that becomes the thing. I mean, you've been remarkable. I mean, you've been able to do this, to send James. And how is Will Myers doing?
He's doing well. He's hitting over 300, and he's doing fine. He hasn't. I think he's got 1 home run though, but I think he's hitting about 310 right now. All
right. So, and you made that trade, and you've been able to trade pitches and continue to, through the pipeline, add pitches. Now there's more, and people say, oh, they'll trade Price. They keep coming up with pitches. I mean, you've done a remarkable job of being able to, through the pipeline, continue to put these impressive pitches into the system.
It has been our sole focus, and the downside is, the people who've watched our games, know that our offense isn't exactly the most robust,
to say the least,
at all times.
Right.
And we're challenged, but we do find our way, and the key for us is defense and pitching. And we talk about it. Shields, we've had guys who've come through. We've traded Shields, Garza, Hamill, who's was the opening day starter for Baltimore.
Yep.
Edwin Jackson, who's gone on and gotten a huge contract. So we've had pitchers that we've traded who've done real well, but you'll see a kid tonight, Cobb, who we've nurtured through the system, and there's no telling how he'll go tonight, especially a righty versus the Yankees, who do a bit better against righties than lefties.
Much better, which is why I don't like to say, and your manager's a very good manager, but I was surprised last night. I was at the Knicks game. I wasn't paying attention, but I reviewed the game. The Yankees are so weak from the left side, from the right side. I was surprised he unleashed the bench, to be honest with you.
Yeah, to bring in Rodney.
Yeah.
It was. I think he was looking for the speed. Look, he was throwing 98, 99. It wasn't like Ichiro didn't hit a crummy pitcher. I think he had a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, and if that's what's going to beat you, that's what's going to beat you.
No question. I mean, the Yankees are just so woefully weak right now from the right side. It's just crazy. I mean, it really is.
Where they were at that part of the lineup, I think, specific to yesterday's game, which is the beauty of baseball.
Yes.
You get to talk about these sort of things. It really there was no exactly right or wrong decision right there, because if it was the end of the lineup, you might have treated it differently. But right there, they'd seen Price a few times.
Yeah, fascinating.
I couldn't say what's right or wrong.
No, it's fascinating stuff. Like I said, that's what makes baseball fun. It really does.